Hello and good evening, each and every one of you. How are you doing today? Thank you for blessing me and allowing me another opportunity to come right here where you may be. And I really appreciate you. So I want to make sure that I extend to each and every one of you a heart of gratitude for allowing me to be able to, one, share a message, two, offer hope, empowerment, and inspiration, and three, the privilege and the honor to be able to share it with you. So I thank each and every one of you. So no matter where you may be, no matter what you may be doing, no matter how old you are, no matter where you are at, no matter what you've done, no matter what you may have uh, may may do. I want to let you know that with me, I am here for you. So the very persons that you don't want to reach out to because you may say, well, we're not related. You may say that he ain't a part of my crew, or she is not a part of the clique, or I don't like them for this reason, that reason, whether you're a relative, whether you're a stranger, whether you're an acquaintance, or whether you're a neighbor. It doesn't matter whether you're here, whether you're in another country, another continent. I want to let you know that I am here for you. I started a foundation, which is called I Am Foundation Reach Out LLC. That's www.iamfoundationreachoutllc.com. I provide motivational speaking, life coaching, and support services. So don't get convoluted right now with the titles because within these podcasts, I've been educating each and every one of you the definition and how it is implied for the services that I choose to offer. Okay. And it is no different from anybody else. You don't need a degree. You don't need a diploma. You don't need a certification. You don't need a master's, bachelor's, a PhD degree. All you need is yourself and your experience. You don't go to school for your experience. You learn it through life, and you may coin that as school, everyday life. However, with that experience that you are experiencing, that qualifies you, more than qualifies you. And the beauty about it is that God has created each and every one of you, and even including me, uniquely. So that means can't nobody share your story the way that you can because God created you and I different. So it doesn't matter if you was in the same household. You are going to internalize, you are going to interpret that event or that experience different from the person that is with you within that household or within that neighborhood or within whatever facility, organization, place, wherever, you're going to experience it totally different. Okay, so my title for today is I Am Coming Out. And before you start casting judgments, throwing your little stones and your personal assumptions, hey, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But what I'm speaking about, I'm coming out is what I'm talking about is that every moment that God bless us with the breath to breathe, and I'm not talking about date, I'm talking about every moment, guess what? It is a new beginning. So I am coming out, and this is my new beginning. So even if I had a podcast last week, even if I had a podcast an hour ago, in this hour, in this moment, it is a new beginning. Ooh, that's power. That's what I love to do. I love to offer hope. I love to offer inspiration. I love to empower you no matter who you are, no matter where you are at, no matter how old you are. The beauty about the foundation that God has blessed me to be able to start, it is the no judgment zone. So the first web page that you're going to get, it says no judgment zone. It didn't say only judging this group, only judging that group, only judging what you did in the past, and on and on and on. It says no judgment. That means everybody is welcome. Hello. And that is what I love to do. My heart, my passion, and it is based upon my personal experiences in life. I've experienced a variety of different things, different abuses. I've experienced being shunned and ostracized by my family, by people that I thought were my friends, by people that was in my neighborhood. Today, tomorrow, and in my past, you know what I'm saying? So no matter whatever, somebody's out there is critiquing and judging Mr. Reggie. Okay. And guess what? They're doing the same thing to you. You cannot satisfy every single person on the face of this planet. You have to be completely perfect. And then, even if you're perfect, somebody's still going to have an issue with that. Look what look what happened to our Lord and our Savior Jesus Christ. Perfect. Somebody had an issue. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you are perfect. You can be perfect, in which we are, because we've been created in God's image. So, yes, we are perfect. However, somebody out there, whether it's your family, and Jesus even spoke about his words. He said, I came to my own, and my own, cast me aside, disregarded me, overlooked me, and just, defamed me. The very people that he connected with and associated with. So that means that we are going to experience a variety of different things from family, from friends, from associates, from neighbors, from people that don't even know us. They just lump us together. So even if they don't know you, somebody's going to make a general statement, and it's going to stick to everybody that falls up under that umbrella. See, that is the beauty why I started the I Am Foundation. Come on, I welcome you. Join the march, join the family, join the organization that I'm about. I'm about Pervaso, people, abuse, voices everywhere speaking out. And that also speaks to, it don't matter what type of abuse that you have experienced, will experience. Guess what? You are just as much as important as the other individual that people in society has categorized or has um, put in some bracket of what is most severe abuse, what is most prevalent, what is most important abuse. I'm telling you, if you have been bullied, if you have been sexually abused, if you have been domestic abused, battered, if you have been threatened and intimidated, if you have been defamed, if you have been getting bad texts on these social media apps right now, just on and on the spectrum, abuse is broad. It can come in the terms of harassment. It's still abuse. It can come in the form of bullying. It still is abuse. So it can come in the form of being talked down to, being belittled, being defamed. It can come down to just simply texting, not verbally saying anything, but texting or typing it in on your computer and your internet so it can get out there to the social media. That is still a form of abuse. So every aspect of abuse to me is just as much as equal as the next. And I'm going to tell you why. Because however you have internalized what you internalize, who am I to say, oh man, sucked it up? Oh, who am I to say, you know what? That's nothing in comparison to what this person experienced, or that's nothing in comparison to what I experienced. Come on now. Hello, stop it. Stop it. We do not have the right to be able to tell somebody that what you experience should be cast to the side, should be thrown under, should be discounted, should be ignored, because what you are saying, that when people do that, what they are doing is disregarding you as a person. Because guess what? You are the one who have experienced it. So to discount your experience in the bigger picture of something that they have categorized in this society, what is more severe versus what's not severe, is actually the saying exactly what I'm saying. They're discounting you as a person, because they said, well, we only help those who experience domestic abuse. So therefore, if you haven't experienced that, we can't do nothing for you. If you haven't experienced this specific abuse. And let me tell you something. And what I love to educate everybody is that abuse, you got people that are committing suicide from being bullied, from being intimidated and threatened, from going to gatherings, or these social circles, or these retail places and stuff. So it is just all over the spectrum. You go into the retail store, and that customer, I mean that employee or that retail worker gives you this snarky, or this condescending, or this, like, I don't care if you hear or not, and that type of attitude, not opening and welcoming you and inviting you to want to come back again, but it's giving you hostility and then just aggression. I had that. I'm like, man, what? Why are you working there? That doesn't make sense. You're not helping me to want to come back. You're making me want to stay. And I wonder why how some of these businesses still stay in business. So anyway, my point is that abuse is rampant. So the message, or the title for the day, is I am coming out. And the reason why I'm saying that is because is the fact that what connects is the fact that what you have experienced. I want to encourage you to share it, to say something, to speak out, because when you do that, oh my God, that is empowering. That is relieving. That is giving you that boost to be able to rise up above that situation, that experience, whether it was done by your family, whether it was done by your friends, whether it was done by your neighbor, whether it was done by somebody you just don't know. Still, the fact of the matter is that you can rise up from those experiences. So I was blessed to be able to go to my hometown today, which where I went the other day, which is East St. Louis, Illinois. So I was blessed to be able to go there. And when I went there today, I went to church today, and I went to the church that my grandmother and granddad went to when I was a little child. I can remember probably about 8, 9 years of age. My mom and dad used to take my brother and I to my grandmother's house, and then when they took us to our grandmother's house, my mom, and my mom's dad, they went to church every Sunday. Okay, and so of course, y'all going too. So we went to church, at different times when I stayed with my grandmother and my granddad. And so as I grew older, I did not really consistently go to that specific church. Now, as time went on, I just started venturing out to different other churches, and so especially wherever I'm located. It's a big drive from where I am going back to East St. Louis, so that would be just unheard of. There's that 4 or 5 hour drive every Sunday back and forth just to go to that church. And so I was blessed and to be able to have went today, and it was amazing. It was amazing, and my spirit felt good there. The message was awesome, and I took away some different points from what the minister spoke. And so it's no different from when you sharing something, whether you are speaking from a religious tongue, whether you speaking from a positive tongue, whether you're speaking from a uplifting, inspirational, or a motivational tongue. You are still speaking a language to help others to be able to become aware, and help others to be able to see that they can rise up beyond their condition. You are able to help others to be able to bear witness to not only your personal testimony, but also bear witness to other testimonies. And that's the beauty about why I love the foundation that I started. It's my heart, it's my passion. And everything that's in this foundation that I started is based upon things that happened to me in my life. So when I was growing up and being abused in various forms, I wish that I had that somebody there for me to help guide me, to help shape and mold me, to help me to um, overcome some of those beliefs and values, or overcome my views of what transpired, to help me to start looking at it from a broader spectrum, to be able to continue to move through and rise up to be the greatest me that God created me into being. So, I used to grow up and I used to say, you know what, man, I wish I had somebody that was did this or said this or shared this or gave me this. And I used to wallow in my own self-pity, and I used to just carry on like, why me, why me, why me? Until God put me in my tracks. And when he put me in my tracks, he said, why you moping and poping and complaining and harboring these resentments and these regrets and this shame and guilt and carrying it from one moment to the next moment, on and on and on? You getting in your own way. So he helped me to see that what I went through is the reason why that I went through, to be able to rise up, to be able to help someone and some others out there that's going through those trials and tribulations like I did, that I wish I had somebody there for me. Guess what? I am that person here for you. And that's the reason why that I started I Am Foundation Reach Out, because I used to be compartmentalized to these other organizations, to these other groups of people and things of that nature. Well, we can't help you because of this, or well, you didn't experience this, so we can't do nothing for you. On and on and on. And that just made me even feel more neglected, made me feel even more resentful. It made me feel even more unworthy or unimportant and unloved. So I just really, like, to me, the world was like not fair. The world was just mean and cruel. Okay. But God helped me to see past my own shortcomings, because it was me that started formulating the beliefs and values that the world is mean and cruel, when in actuality, I was choosing to make the world, to see the world from the lens of how I felt that I was treated and how other people did to me. Now, here's the piece. They may have, because they did. Family, kicked me to the curb because, oh, well, we don't want Reggie no more because of what he said, what he did. And then people out there saying, well, he's going to do this. He's going to do it before I even did it. Never even did it, but already cast lots and stones and judgments and things of that nature. So I've been carrying all this weight on my shoulders, these balls and chains around my ankles every single moment, because I'm trying to fall into a safe zone from all these expectations, from all these judgments, from all this ostracized, being just shuffled through other people's personal. Listen when I say other people's personal judgments and their personal resentments and things in that nature. So here's an opportunity for them to just throw stones at Reggie. And, that's quick, fast, and easy, because we are living in a world where we want to be self-righteous. We want to work. We want to air somebody else's dirty laundry out, but we don't want our dirty laundry aired out. And here's the thing about it: I don't care who you are. If you're a human being, you got dirty laundry too. Hello, everybody has dirty laundry. And the dirty laundry, just in case you don't understand what that means, let me break it down for you. Dirty laundry is the things that you don't want everybody else to know about you, about what you did, about what you said, about how you did it, because you in fear and you worry about somebody's going to do the same thing to you like you're doing to the next person. Criticize you, judge you, ostracize you, compartmentalize you. So what you do is you keep that stuff secretive as much as you possibly can. Oh, I only share that with my mom and dad. Oh, I only share that with my husband and my wife. But guess what? God sees all. So you thinking you ducking and dodging, you thinking that you hiding under the bed, you think you in the corner, you think you in a safe zone because the world don't know. But God knows everything. He knows. And here is the thing that gets me. We go through life, and not saying I'm using myself. I raise my hand because I am one of the ones that did it, and sometimes I still struggle with it. Get into a situation and I say, why? Why me? Why do I have to go through this? Why do I have to experience this? Why am I poor? Why am I homeless? Why am I in and out of relationships that just end in nothing? Why am I being ostracized by my family? Why am I being targeted at the job site from supervisors and coworkers? And why am I ridiculed, or why am I talked down to on some of these phones that you call some of these customer representatives, and they are some of them is, I'm like, wow, how'd you get this job? But you don't know who they are. They from all over the place because it's cheaper for these companies to hire somebody to sit in their house and just make these calls and displaying all kinds of just hostility. And so you got the retail workers, they display this hostility as well, especially when the supervisor around the was not around, or the manager is not around. They just do all this mean spirited things to you as if they, and I'm like, so anyway, so we ask ourselves why? Why? But let me tell you something. God helped me to become aware of the fact that things that you think that is secretive, it don't go nowhere. What I did, nobody else know. But I'm finna talk about somebody else's stuff. I'm finna text somebody about what they did. I'm finna just make a law out about how he did, what he said, what she said, and on and on and on. To get myself, on this plateau like I am self-righteous, or because I am saving the world. But yet you leave out all the things that you've done that you don't want everybody else to know. But guess what? God knows. And there is nothing, he said in his words, there's nothing that you do that you will get by with. He said everything. He said, whatever you do, whatever you put out is going to come back to you. He said it in his words. That's the beauty about the truth. The truth is that it don't change for me. It don't change for you. It don't change for your grandmother, your mom, your dad. They are not enough. I'm here to tell you. Let me burst the bubble right now. Your mom and your dad, that they are not exempt from the truth that God has established. Everybody, everybody. That's what the beauty about the I Am Foundation. When I say all, that's exactly what God said. All. He didn't say only Mr. Reggie, only Mr. So and so, only Miss So and so. He said everybody. Ooh, that is so empowering to know. That people that are specifically targeting me, guess what? They are not off the table to be targeted as well, because God said in his words, whatever you put out, whatever you dish out, is going to come back to you. So, and we may think, oh, you know what, I done got by with that. And we think that, since some type of consequences are not swift, we start thinking like, I got by with that. I cursed him out. I said this to him. I judged him. I criticized her. I did this. I gave him the finger sign. I did all that. You know what? I got by with that. And then 2 years from now, your house is gone. 3 years from now, your son is in jail. 4 years from now, your daughter that you prize is 15 and pregnant. On and down the spectrum. And then we ask ourselves, how did that happen? Why did she do that? Or why did he do that? Or and we don't even take into account what we did as well. So why did you do? Because what we do, we affect other people. Our sons, our daughters, our brothers and sisters, cousins, neighbors. We are human beings that we are created to interact with others. So there is not one person on this earth that's just completely isolated from everybody else. And we are still moving, functioning parts, and we interact with each other. You may, oh, I only interact with two, three people. I don't care if you only interact with one person, you're still interacting with somebody. And you may say, well, I live on the remote part of the world where I just, got my own livestock, got my own place, got my own, and guess what? Everything that you got to go out and somewhere and get it from somebody else. You got to get something. Everything you cannot have at your ready disposal. You got to go somewhere to get it. Now you may minimize it where I only get so much, but you still are in connection with somebody else because God created us as individuals to be able to reach out and connect to each other. So whether you isolate yours to only a few, you're still not exempt. Hello. So that's what I love. So now we keep coming back. We keep coming back to the title. And the title is I Am Coming Out. And so that is reflective of each and every one of you because God created each and every one of us uniquely. So no matter what you going through, no matter what you've been through, no matter how old you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what you did, no matter what you do, guess what? You are not exempt for whatever you do, whatever you say, how you say it, who you do it to, or what, you're not exempt. You're not exempt because let me tell you something. He said the truth, it's going to come back. So even though you sit back and say, I cursed Mr. Reggie out. I used Mr. Reggie's identity and stole his money out of his bank account. I just judged Mr. Reggie. I got on a social media app and I said mean things about Reggie that I know that he did. I said things and did things to Mr. Reggie that I know that he don't know nothing about. That I knew that I'm the one that did it. That I'm the one that started it. That I'm the one that promoted it. That I'm the one that's inciting it. Guess what? You are not exempt. And you going to eventually say the same thing like the rest of us. Why? Why me? Why me? No, 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 absolutely not. You don't have the luxury. You and I don't have the luxury to question God and say, why me? Why you let that happen? Why did you do me like this? Why is the world this way? Why is her son or his son or daughters out there doing this? Why is they going in schools shooting them up? Why is they out there shooting people, and why are they out there wearing their pants halfway down? Why are they in and out of schools? Why are they getting pregnant at 13? Why are they going on and on and on? We go through these whys, and so I'm gonna make a law. I'm gonna go and pass a bill. I'm gonna go to the house and I'm gonna see if I can get this law in motion. So now everybody is good that falls up under that law is going to be held accountable. Guess what? What about the things you do? Are you going to Congress to try to get a law against those things that you got hidden, secretive, that you have done as a law to hold you and your counterparts accountable to that? No, because we make ourselves seem like we this righteous one. I don't do that, but I do these other 50 things. But I didn't do that, but I've done these other 50 things. But I don't say that, but I said these other 50 things. I don't think like that, but I think like all these other 50 things that I thought about. And let me tell you something. Guess what? Hello, you are not exempt. So you think that you're getting away with it, but guess what? You can't take me with you when God decides to call it into your life. You can't take me with you. And you definitely ain't finna get and say, God, why you ain't taking Reggie with me like you taking me? He ain't trying to hear none of that. So you can pass that stuff off to your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife, your kids, and all those you want to infect all that other stuff to. But when it comes to God, the truth stands. He says, I am the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I don't change for nobody because I am. Amen. And our Lord and our Savior Jesus Christ came in to reiterate that and to exemplify exactly what God said, even more so. So you that think that you're able to get by, you're not getting by because it's written in the words. He said, even those who these that's making themselves out to seem righteous, look, they are just as much as held accountable as everybody else. So you can spit on Mr. Reggie, throw paint, you can throw stones, you can throw sticks, you can say Reggie is ugly, you can say Reggie wears pants too tight, you can say Reggie stink, Reggie, on and on and on. Whenever you get through with Mr. Reggie, guess what? What you speak out of your mouth, what you do in your actions towards Mr. Reggie, don't ask 5 years later, God, why me? He said it specifically. This is the order. And when you do things contrary to, these are the consequences. So you are not exempt. So, yeah, even though you may never step foot in a physical prison, and you may be like, I done this and that, but I ain't never been in prison like he or she, and on and on and on. Guess what? You're in a mental prison. You're in an emotional prison. You're in a spiritual prison because what you have done is you don't realize you have enclosed yourself inside of confinement. And when you enclose yourself in confinement, God said, in order for you to receive, you must let go. Did you hear what I said? He said, in order for you to receive, you must let go. And here's what some of these churches, I'm telling you, and I just ooh, it turns me when you have these churches, whether they're online or whether you go into the physical. We need money, give us money, give. Oh, God said tithe, give us your money, and they reiterate it like 20 times before the session. Even if they don't reiterate it 20 times, they saying it every Sunday, through 2 or 3 times, give money, yeah, tithe, and they throw the word and they mix God. God said, you give and you're gonna receive, and they just use that to their power, their advantage, to continue to exploit us or God's people for whatever purposes. Okay, you don't have to do that, you know. But let me tell you something. God didn't say. He said he said, in order to receive, you must give. So what does that mean? People get locked into, well, he talking about physical money. He he only talking about physical money. Huh. Money make the world go round. He only talking about physical money. We need money to help people with this, and this, and this. Okay, all right. But here's the thing. He said, in order to give, in order to receive, you must give. Okay, he said, if you holding on to something, let it go. He said, let it go. Because if you don't, when you confine yourself by you just constantly focusing in on Mr. Reggie, you know what you're doing? You holding some old personal stuff. You don't even know me. You don't even know me. But you know what? You think you know yourself. If you knew yourself, you would be like, you know what? I got I got just as many issues as Mr. Reggie do. I've done just as many things as Mr. Reggie did. Now, I might not done some of the things that Mr. Reggie did, but I know I done lied. I know I done cheated. I know I done did this and did that and did that. And remember what Jesus said? He said, he who is without sin, go ahead, cast the first stone. He said, he who is without sin. That means he, meaning you and me, man, woman, boy, girl, whatever, cast the first stone. And in his words, not one of them picked up a stone to stone that young woman. Okay? Because they couldn't, and they was bound by the truth, not by the law, but by the truth. And the truth stands yesterday, today, and tomorrow. It doesn't change. And that is the beauty why I started the I Am Foundation. I Am Foundation Reach Out LLC is simple. Exodus chapter 3, Moses said, God, who do I tell the people that sent me? Who do I tell them? I mean, you want me to go and do this thing for you, but people are going to start asking, like, well, if you don't take the credit, they're going to be like, who's whose authority, whose word, who sent you to say this? And God replied, I am. Tell them I am that I am sent you. The foundation is not Mr. Reggie Foundation LLC. What is the name of it? I Am Foundation Reach Out LLC. So I didn't name it after me. I could have, if the money that I put in, I could have named it Zimbabwe and Yaka, whatever. Or I could have simply named it the Reggie Foundation. But I didn't. It's I Am Foundation. And there's so much power into that name. There's so much power into standing up and saying, I am. And let me tell you something. I don't care who you are, where you at, how old you are, what you do, what you did, what you done. That stuff has no bearing with what I'm about and the passion that I have to be able to reach out to even you when you are casting lots to the other ones that you don't want to reach out to. Okay? That I am. Think about it. Think about it. Who don't say I am? And we do it unconsciously, we do it subconsciously, and we do it consciously. I am no good. I am the stuff. I am a child. I am a dad. I am a lawyer. I'm a doctor. I listen to we don't break it down. We just, it's so fluent off the lips. But I am this. I am that. I am this. I am the man. I'm invincible. I'm a drug dealer. I am a thief. I am an honest husband. I am a law-abiding citizen. I am this. I am that. And we do it. I am a drug addict. I am unlovable. I am unworthy. I am a basketball star. I am a celebrity. I am, on and on and on. And guess what happens when we say that very I am? We become that. And we start putting energy into, yeah, I am. Yeah, I went to school and I got a PhD and I went to Harvard and I went to Yale and Princeton. I went to a university as opposed to a community college, and so therefore I am a doctor. So you going to call me doctor. You're going to honor my PhD degree, and no, no, hello, no. That's a personal achievement. You achieved that. How dare you try to hold me and everybody else in contempt of your personal? That has nothing to do with me. And let me tell you something. The beauty about the truth, here it is. Your story, no matter who you are, no matter where you are at, and I'm going to tell you why you matter and you are important, and what you have to share is just as much as invaluable as the next person. If something happens to you, whether you are connected and say, I only love my mom and my dad, or I only love my intermediate family, or I don't love my basketball team and my family, or I only love this person and that person, I only love this, and however you want to choose to compartmentalize the people that you only want to connect with, guess what? Here's the thing about that. When you do that, you have already confined yourself. Remember, I said, in order to receive, you must give. So that means let go. let go, not money. Now, you ain't got to just let go of money. You let go of all these old personal issues that you are throwing out and darting to other people when you know doggone well that you got stuff that you got going and that you done did that you don't want nobody else to know about. And the thing that gets me on with this celebrity stuff, you only see what they want you to see. You don't see all the stuff behind the scenes, but eventually 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you find out, oh, they was doing this, or she did this, or he did that. Well, because you saw what they wanted you to see, okay, and you fell for it because every human being, not just a celebrity, not just I'm not a celebrity, just like I'm probably the lowest of the low in the society, but everybody like me, if you want to look at me as the low of the low, okay, which I know I'm not. I'm not the lower of the low. I am just as equal to everybody else on the face of this planet that God created. I am a masterpiece. Okay. I am a gift. God created me to be beautiful, and I am beautiful. Okay. Listen to the key words. I said, I am. Okay. And so I could say, I am not beautiful. Who am I to say I am not when God say I am? What? God said, Reggie, you are part of me. You created my image. You are amazing. You are a beautiful person. You are, and I'm saying, oh no, that's not me. God created me. He created everybody else. So who am I to? Oh well, my mom said I ain't no good. I ain't gonna amount to nothing. But God, my mom, God, my dad, God, my crew, God, the judge, God, the prosecuting attorney, God, the neighbor, God, the retail worker. God created all of us, including them. They're not excluded, and they truly are not exempt. He created all of us. So God said, and my mom said, God said, and the judge said, God said, and guess what? They have to give account too. Because what they say out their mouth, guess what? Here's the truth. What you put out, it comes back to you. In order to receive, you must let go. But in order to let go, that means you have to start realizing that, you know what? Oh, the truth is said that you treat other people the way that you want to be treated. That is the truth. It didn't say you only treat somebody nice because they treat you nice. It didn't say you only treat your mom and dad with respect and everybody else you treat underneath your foot. It didn't say that you treat. Where's that at? Where's that at? I didn't remember reading that from the Bible. It said, treat other people, love thy neighbor as thyself. That's what it said. So if I love myself, why am I talking about you? Then that means I'm not loving myself, because you know what? I've done stuff and will do stuff, maybe not like you did, but I will and I have. So who am I to throw stones at you when people should be throwing stones at me too? But I don't want them to see that. They don't know that. Shh. That's just our secret. And God's looking like, really? That's really? That's just your secret? I wrote these words that your secret is not a secret. You think it's a secret, but it's not a secret. So don't cry 5 years from now or 2 years from now, because here's the thing about it. You do something and the consequences are not swift. You think that you done got by with it and that everything is okay and that I can carry on and conduct my life until now you done got repoed of your car. Now your whole the environment that you lived in got wiped out, from the house to the neighbor's house to the grocery store. Now you got to, why me? Why did this happen? But you forget about all the things. And here's the thing about it. Just because you do something doesn't necessarily mean that's going to come back the same way that you put it out. you think you that's like saying, you know what? I'm gonna go and do this and I'm gonna pick my punishment. Hell, who ain't gonna want to do that? We are human beings. We're gonna do it. So let me pick my punishment. That tickle because that's my. I ain't finna hurt myself. So I'm gonna pick a punishment that ain't gonna make me laugh. Stop that, Reggie. You punishing yourself too hard. No, it don't work like that. And then God knows when to administer it. And that's the beauty about the great I am in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. He knows when to administer what needs to be administered because if we start thinking that we are gods, guess what? I never hold myself accountable to anything. Thank God, amen, that there is a God. And some people may be like, I don't like God. I don't believe in God. Why God allowed this to happen? And I'm saying, thank God it is a God because if it wasn't a God, ain't no way in the world that I'd be sitting here talking to you right now. And if you want to know the truth about it, you wouldn't be sitting there where you sitting at right now because somebody is going to be judging, criticizing you, stoning you just like you think that they're not, but you are stoning them. What you put out, it comes back. And you may think, oh, I'm good. I got money in my pocket. I got my house. I got the best woman in the universe. I got the best Jordans. I got the best clothes. I got the nicest weave. I got the best cosmetics and all that. And then, okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, enjoy yourself right now. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, here's a situation comes. Oh, why? Why did that? God, why you do that to me? Why that happen? Why? What did I do? Why? Why? And we don't realize we don't pick and choose the consequences. When we choose to do something, we do not have the power to decide our fate. We do not have the power to decide, I mean, the consequences. I mean, and when I'm talking about fate, I'm not talking about decide where you're going to go to heaven and things of that nature. I'm talking about fate in terms of the consequences that you are going to experience based upon the acts that you have chosen to do. Yes, you do have a choice and say so. If you believe in the biblical aspect or your personal religion and things of that nature, that we are going to be held accountable at the end. But guess what? You forgot the in between. That's what I'm talking about. Oh no! Oh! Do I drop the mic? I got a mic. Hold on, let me show you. You think I don't have a mic? There it is. You want me to drop it? What about all the in between? Okay. So all the in between, you forgot that is based upon the things that we've done, and we don't connect it. We don't connect it like that. No, Mr. Reggie, no, that ain't right. No, Mr. Reggie, you're wrong. I know I talk bad about such and such, but ain't no way in the world that God is gonna take that and He's just gonna take this away from me, or I'm going to experience some type of physical disability or some type of severe physical illness or whatever the case may be. That no. You don't have the power to pick and choose, you know, what and I'm speaking me too. So I'm not don't be like, oh well, Mr. Reggie in trouble because he now made himself exempt. And that's how we do. We make ourselves exempt when we start speaking about other people and what they should do and how they should do it, and we don't hold ourselves in the same accountability. That's what makes us separate. Like that don't apply to me, it apply to you. That don't apply to me. No, God said it applies to you just like it applies to me. Now you can bamboozle, you can damn fool, you can pull the wool over, you can snatch the rug under, you can pull the blanket on top of, you can fancy it up with all kind of words that you want to, but guess what? In the in the end, not in the end when you die. I'm talking about in the end because your life is still carrying on. You are still on your journey every moment within the day that God gives us the breath to breathe, and you will be receiving whatever you put out, something in regards to how God decides what is going to impact you. So you may be like, God tickled me, but he ain't gonna tickle you. But God, because here's the thing about it. It happens when what hurts me may not hurt you. You may be like, I could do that standing on my head. I can do that, no problem. But yeah, when it happens to you, why me? That's the first thing. Why me? Why me? Why did this happen? Why? No, 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 no. We don't have the luxury to decipher what comes back and how it comes back and how much it comes back and the weight of it that comes back. And it may be 5 years, 10 years, and it may be happening right in the moment, which it is. We just turn blind eyes to it because it's easier to kind of like throw dirt over something right in the moment and don't realize that it is still impacting us right in the moment, and it impacts us every moment because we don't confine ourselves with it. So in order to receive, you must let go. Listen, you must give. And when you give, that means letting go. Come on now, don't play words with me. Talking about, oh no, Mr. Reggie, that's different from uh giving. That's you talking about letting go, but we talking about giving. It's the same thing because when you give something, what do you have to do? You got to let go of it. If you give a present to somebody, what do you have to do? Let go of it. If you give a compliment to somebody, what do you have to do? Let go of it. If you talk about somebody, something, somebody, what do you have to do? Let it go. If you take something away from somebody, what do you first have to do? You have to let it go in order to go and reach it. So you have to. It is designed. He has made the truth that applies to you. Me, I don't give a doggone what credentials you got, what college you went to, how many years you've been in the world, how many years you've been this so-called ad you want to put out there, law-abiding citizen, what not have you. No, tell us about the things that you don't want everybody else to know. And then you sit back and think that people are going to just we just that's my dog. He cool. Yeah, you'll realize that the same measure that you measured will be measured back to you. Hello. That's the beauty of why I say that I am Foundation Reach Out LLC is what I started. I didn't start Reggie Foundation Reach Out LLC because Reggie can't reach out to you. Reggie can't even reach out to himself. But God, guess what? He can reach out to you. And oh my God, ooh, don't get me started. I'm coming out. So, and I want you to know that you can come out too, because everything is not as worse as it can be. So by coming out means you have to let go in order to receive. So we always, in these churches, oh, you gotta give money. You gotta give money. If you don't, you ain't gonna get this, and God ain't gonna bless you with this. You gotta get that money. And they speak it with full authority, like with straight conviction. Put money in a plate and and give that money. Don't leave without not putting money. and make sure you give fit your tithes and make sure that you give because you ain't gonna be but they fail to give you the broader spectrum of the things. So you worried about money, but what about that mass murder that just happened? What about those guys that got sentenced for whatever? What about the juveniles that's getting locked up in the detention center? What about these teenage young ladies out there getting pregnant with multiple babies or getting pregnant? Period. What about and on and on and on down. What about the elderly that's in these nursing homes that people done forgot about and just kicked to the curb as if they don't even matter no more? Huh. I could go on and on. So my point is, what you receive, you must let go. So in order to receive, you got to let go of the resentments. You got to let go of the Mr. Reggie syndrome. Mr. Reggie did this, Mr. Reggie said that. You can do that until you turn blue in the face. But at the end of the day, when it's time for God to call your breath, you ain't gonna be able to say nothing about Mr. Reggie because you're gonna be worried about trying to breathe your last breath and say, God, forgive me, have mercy on my soul, to make sure you are right in standings for where the ultimate destination may be for you. Come on now, stop playing with me. Stop playing. Stop it. Okay, before I get ready to chat out, I like to read a quote from my book that's out right now. Inspirational Quotes by Reggie. And I love empowering motivational speaking, life coaching, and support services. What I do is empowering, is broadening your view. We grow up and we have these limited views and we only isolate it to specifically. We pick and choose what we want to attach to ourselves or what we want other people to see. And we pick and choose who we want to reach out to, who we want to let go to, and all this and that. You know what God said? He said, I do it to everybody. So, inspirational quotes, this book is for everybody. But I'm bound to give 50% of each book sold, paperback, hardback, ebook, to those who experience various abuses. And I said various abuses. So if you've been bullied, that includes you. If you've been intimidated and threatened, that includes you. If somebody gave you the finger sign, that means you. Everything that you abuse is abuse. There ain't no one is greater than the other with me. Not with the I am foundation. I am, God said, everybody. There's nobody that's exempt. Everybody is equal. Everybody has the same right to a relationship as anybody else, no matter who. He didn't say only robbers, only the people that that go to college, only people that got degrees. It's one thing I love about God. He says the truth. The truth don't change. It stays the same today, tomorrow, and yesterday. So I'm gonna read a wisdom quote. Reggie inspirational quotes right now. It's in the bookstores. If you call me 1-800, I mean, not one, I'm sorry. 1-618-472-6669 or 1-618-373-6707. You can call and you can get an autographed copy of my book. If you order from Amazon, Walmart, Barnes and Noble, Thrift Book, veteran bookstores, you're going to get the book. It's not going to be autographed. So you can get it autographed with your name, the date, and whatever you want you want me to write in it, from the, if you want it in the front cover, if you want it in the back cover, if you want it on the book, however you want it, I will autograph it to you and have it shipped to you. And you are making a contribution. You're not only making a contribution with inspiring yourself and uplifting yourself and being able to pass it on to others, but you're also making a contribution because 50% of each book sold is going to those that have experienced various abuses. So I'm going to just randomly pick a page and I'm going to go to a wisdom quote. And keep in mind, we all have different perceptions. However, I'm going to give you my perception of what this is. And these are divine inspired quotes. So I didn't just sit down and write them out. They were divinely inspired, and it made me like, what that mean? I don't know what I'm saying. Then I thought about it. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to go to page 44 and I'm going to read this one right here. It says push the play button on the recorder and listen to the message and not the messenger. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Let me read it again. Push the play button on the recorder and listen to the message and not the messenger. Now, how many know how to press a button on a recorder, whether it's on your phone, whether it's on a computer, or whatever? So you press the button and you'll listen to the message. You can listen to the message without not even attribute it to anybody. But when you listen to that message, guess what? That message is applicable. It applies to you just like it applies to me. But what we do is we separate the message and I hear the message, but I don't want to hear it from him. I heard the message, but I don't like it coming from her. How dare she say that? How dare he say that? Who he think he is? Who she think she is? They did this, he did that, she did, on and on and on. And then we just take the message and we just disregard it as if it doesn't apply. Guess what? It does apply. And if you don't want to, if you still want to hold on to that temper tantrum type syndrome, holding Mr. Reggie accountable to your personal stuff, guess what? God wrote it in his words that the truth stands today, yesterday, and tomorrow. It don't change for nobody else. Thank you, each and every one of you, for tuning in to another podcast for Mr. Reggie. I hope each and every one of you are continuing to enjoy your day. God bless, and I thank you. And hello, thank you for tuning